Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature. It's that time once more for our weekly painting progress. And behold, I painted up me and Afghan from War Games Atlantic. And unfortunately, we had some kind of a mishap with the the sealer. And he's got like this weird kind of white haze to him that was not there before, but it is now. But he's done and he should have some compatriots in the relatively near future. They're almost done. I got a lot of stuff we got to start rolling through this week. Got a Carnivale captured, indentured servant, slave, whatever you want to call him, for the, oh gosh, what are they called? The fishmen. Whatever the fishmen are. The Rakshar or something. I don't even think that's the right word, but I know that's where he is. He's either a useful tool or a helpful snack for the bigger fish in the game, but he's done and painted him up like a Venetian noble who's now been chained up. Okay, what else? We got a random 15mm Oni. Woo! On a penny. We're going to deface those American coins. He was from a Kickstarter that Battle of Valor Games helped co-run. I don't think they actually own the models anymore, but they did have them for quite some time, and if you're interested, they probably can point you in the right direction, at the very least. I know they did a lot of the casting, I believe. He is the first of many. Speaking of the first of many, a random Ghost Archipelago native. I've been meaning to get around to painting some of them, so I did. A random WizKids Deep Cuts orc whose eyes need to be redone. Another victim of the crazy sealer can. Speaking of other crazy victims, here is one of the orcs from Peculiar, if I can get the word out of my mouth correctly, Companions. And you can see just an absolute mess. I wasn't too close. I didn't overspray on him, but it just made an absolute mess, unfortunately, on his clothes there. And his legs. My hands are in the way, but yeah. He's going to have to get fixed up. But actually, it's a fun little model. I know I have one of his buddies here on a 25mm square. Basically the same model. They are modular, so if you want to flip them around or give them different bits, that is totally an option. And hopefully, as my printer slowly has its LCD screen completely die on it, I'm going to be able to do that in the very near future. I think my replacement comes this week, thankfully. That'll be a fun learning experience. Speaking of other cast printed models, I was going to say this is from Cast and Play. This is one of their kobolds, and as far as I know, those aren't actually his wings. He's got like these parts on it. It looks like they're mechanical, and if they're not mechanical, well, they are now. And he's been ballooned up in size at least 100, maybe even 200%. Their kobolds were quite tiny. And you can see now he's pretty decent size. What else we got for you guys this week? Well, so we're finally getting through some of the printed stuff. This is a Titan Forge Ninja. I had to think about that further. From their Dragon Empires line. And again, got that weird misty haze, and I don't know why. This is a brand new rattle can of sealer. Let's see if I can get him. Like, I did paint his face, it just isn't showing there. Kind of a cool pose. I actually painted him up like my Bushido guys for the Wolf Clan. He'll fit in quite nicely there. Like that pose. And other printed models we have this week would include this thing. This comes to us from Print Your Monsters, and they were these bizarre woodland monster. I don't even know how to describe this thing. My brother described it as a plant-based version of the creatures from Mimic, which I think is probably appropriate. And again, it got kind of blasted funky with the sealer, but it's just a weird model. I don't know if I should have the red lines on the eyes or not, around the eyes on the face. I'm open to suggestions on that one. And he should have a friend. He does. It does. This guy right here. So same style model. I believe there were 3 different variations, and then they had another version where it was just the face mask in one piece wearing a cloak. And we'll get to those eventually as well, but they're just weird. I like weird. You can see with a human-sized model, again, I didn't print it any different than what it's supposed to be. They're just big and bizarre, and I like bizarre. So big thumbs up for print your monsters in that regard. Okay, what else we got? Another printed model from Raging Heroes. I want to say, what was this guy's name? Big Face. This is part of their Thieves Guild line, and he is, like his name implies, quite big. I mean, yeah, he's really big. But, you know, he's the big bruiser for the Thieves Guild, then it is absolutely appropriate. And he also gives off a vaguely Lemmy from Motorhead vibe. It's probably, if I can get him in focus here, he's got these massive sideburns that go into his mustache. It's kind of hard to see there. It's not the greatest print. But he's just a fun model. And he's big. And I like big models. Okay, what else? Oh gosh, what are these guys called? I don't even know. But we got the entire warband of like Snarlfang's Rippos or something like that. It's a Warhammer Underworlds warband for all the green skin wolf riders. And fun bases. He's got the spider, he's got fossils, he's got snakes, but they are basically done. I thought the wolves turned out actually pretty nice. Especially if you have experienced the older wolf models of GWs and you know what those are like. These are pretty impressive. I think I need to go back and do some better highlights because they seem to have disappeared after spraying them. I think they're called Snarlfang's Rippos. I could be totally wrong. It will be a miracle if the guy with the spear actually survives. He's got just the one leg on the base, and the spear and the rag want to catch on everything. It's bad. I'm honestly surprised he's in one piece still. But wait, we're not done. We're not done. We've got, what's his name? Hrothgog's Man Trappers? Is that the right name? The Ogre Warband for Warhammer Underworlds. So we've got our Ogre friend right here. His Mornfang as well. If we can get it in focus. Sorry, we're having a hard time with that today. That's weird lighting. We've got the jaw trap that they get to leave out. The Noblar who got all messed up from the spray can. He's looking a little bit better. He gets to pick up with the traps. Mr. Arrow, whose eye got warped somehow. The double-decker Noblars. Again, just a real quick tabletop standard acceptable, you know, basic colors, a little bit of shading, but they're done. And then we got this young lady finish. This is one of the Spider Elf Dark Elves that Raging Heroes had on their Patreon. And she was a fun one to print. I'll do a review on some of these later on. I got a couple more that I need to finish up. Yeah, unfortunately, the colors did not come out as nice as I had wanted with her armor, but you know what? She's finished. She's painted. I shouldn't complain too much. She's big also. There actually are bases for those, but I don't have the capability of printing them at the moment. So we're going to hold off on them. We're still not done. We went ahead and got some of the Primal Heart Eldark from Battle Yak Miniatures finished up. These are their crazy bug elf dudes. As you can see, I went with a very dark elf scheme. but I think it works for them. What's the first one? I think he's my favorite of the bunch so far. And another one. And then finally we got the Predators, which are the big giant ones. And yeah, unfortunately he really got the brunt of my spray primer sealer being stupid. You can see it there, especially on the spikes. Not too pleased about that, and on the base as well, but we'll clean it up. Not the end of the world. This dude is just super spiky. Super, super spiky. I am amazed I got that thing to print correctly. And not to be left out, we have his buddy right here as well. This one we gave the big Guyver blade claws to. You can see he's got the wings as well. I'm really hoping the Battle Yak actually does get around to doing some of the other versions of the Prime Heart Eldark that they've shown off. If you're curious, they do have them up on their Patreon page, so do take a look because they've got some really crazy models, and I am very excited to see what they've got coming next month as well. This it looks like a crazy cross between 40k Space Marines and the Doomslayer guy, so it should be kind of fun there. Hopefully they're going to be just as crazy modular as well. Believe it or not, there's actually still more stuff that I got painted, but I'm just going to save it for next week. I needed to do some touch-up as it is, and I think honestly and truly, this is more than enough at this point for this week. I am happy I got those last two of the Warhammer Underworlds warbands that I had sitting around completely finished up. At this point, I just have a couple more ones that are still in the boxes, and we'll probably have them show up in videos in the near future as well. Hopefully, we're going to continue to get through some of those 3D printed guys, and once July hits, I can pretty much guarantee you're going to see some new offerings as well from some of the companies that I like. If there's anything you guys are curious to see, let me know down below, and hopefully we will get to it. Hopefully all of you guys are out there staying safe, staying healthy, and staying busy painting your models, and I wish you all the best. With that said, this is High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.